I feel like it's a good thing to a degree.
Uh-huh.
You just have to have a lot of control, and if you don't have self-control, then they're not good. But I'd much rather do playing video games and like going out to like and getting involved with like stupid shit. You know what I mean? Especially when you already have a girl. You don't need to be going out to clubs and bars and shit like that all the time. Stay home with your kids, play some video games, barbecue in the back, have a drink. If you don't like have like a family or whatever, then invite some friends over. Invite some friends over, play some video games, you know, have a drink, maybe go work out or whatever. Just like you can find or work on yourself, read a book or something, but find other if it will just keep you away from doing things that are just not of value, then there's a place for it. It's just when you let it start taking over your life and you know what I mean? You're not doing anything else with yourself because you're addicted to them, basically.
Exactly. Okay,
that's
so
a problem.
That's the question to answer. What do you say to the person who's inside their room for 8 hours a day playing video games?
You got a problem,
straight?
bro. You got a problem.
Yeah.
You have a problem because 24 hours in a day, let's say you sleep for anywhere from 6 to 8 hours.
Yeah.
Do you have a job? Yeah. If you have a job, that's another 8 hours ish.
Yeah.
You got to eat and stuff. So literally you're not talking to anyone. You're not doing anything.
Yeah. And there's a lot of boys, a lot of men like that.
Yo, I've spent 8 hours on me.
For sure. But then you snapped out of it.
But then there's also like there's months, almost a year or so, or even over a year, where like I just won't touch it. I'm busy. I'm just like I'm not into it.
Yeah.
Now, like if I'm being very honest, like I make time for it. It's something that I enjoy and I make time for it.
Which is fine.
You know, every if it's weather every day or every 2 days, it's a half an hour to maybe an hour and a half. I'll play some video games,
which is fine.
You know what I mean?
But it's fine because you're getting other stuff done. But
I also like have my own gym. I have to take care of that. Take care of like myself.
So even if you have one 8 hour day, train people. It is what it is.
It's fine.
But you're getting other stuff done.
Right? I'm out there meeting people. We have our podcast. We have stuff going on.
Yeah.
If you have nothing else going on, that's a problem.
Yeah.
That's a problem to me.
Listen, I don't play video games right now because I'm so busy. I don't have time to play video games. But video games I think are cool.
Yeah.
I don't have any problem. I got my son playing video games. Like I wanted him to play Nintendo so he can get good at playing video games. I want him to play Super Mario.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like I want to pour into him like that. And if he wants to stream and play video games, that's cool.
Yeah.
But I need him to do other stuff too. He also plays soccer.
Yeah.
Right? He also does gymnastics. He also does all these other things to keep his mind active. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like the world is going that way, so it's important to be involved in it, but don't get obsessed by it. Don't get absorbed by it. You know
I think it's important that you move too. Not only is it from a social aspect, but from a physical aspect.
Yeah.
If you're just sitting down that long, it's just not great.
Yeah.
For you, right? The body is meant to move around and that's it. Yeah, it's meant to move around. It's not. We're not designed to stay stationary, and when we are, that's when things like start to like stiffen up and not work as well and blah blah blah. It's because we're meant to be moving. And you won't realize
that because you're getting those dopamine hits. You're getting the dopamine hits from the video games, from the porn, and you're feeling good. You're feeling amazing. Like, yo, this is great.
But all that feeling is just in here, and it's so fleeting. It's so temporary, right? You turn that off. You might feel good. Oh, like great, I beat that stage for like 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour, and then what? And at some point, like 5 years down the road, are you gonna look back and be like, oh yeah, I beat that stage that one time on this game? There's nothing to that. There's no memory to that. But when you can say, oh man, can you remember that time like we went to Bahamas and we partied and like we met those two brothers and they lived in the same city, and then we all went out and we smoked some cigars, met some hot girls and drove some sports cars, shot some guns. That's something you can look back and be like, yes, I remember that.
You're gonna remember that.
There's you're creating memories, man. Which is at the end when we get that calling and it's time to go and it's lights out.
Yeah,
that's what you look back and be like,
yeah. And what I really want
this
men
is
to
a
know,
good one.
what I really want men to know is like, you can do those things. Everything that Mike just said, you can do that. Like, you can be more than what you're doing right now.
Yeah.
You can have more. If you want the Ferrari, you can have the Ferrari. If you want the hot girlfriend, you can have the hot girlfriend, but you have to work for it. Nobody's going to do the work for you. Literally nobody. Nobody's coming to save you. Nobody's coming to give you anything. You have to go out and do the work. You have to decide what you want. You don't have to be someone who just stays in your room, plays video game, watches porn, eats junk food. Go work out. Go do something. Get a job. Better your life. Pick up a book. Learn something. You can do literally anything.
I'm not even advocating it, but why not just even try to be the guy in the porn? Like, rather than watching it, why not try and be the guy doing it?
Yeah,
I mean,
if
I'm
you
not
really
saying
enjoy it that much.
I'm not saying that this is like a good thing.
Yeah.
But like,
I can
would,
be that
would you
guy.
not want better?
Yeah.
Would you not want better?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So,
100%.
that's my point.
And I really, that'll speak to a lot of people. You know what I mean? And
it'll probably go over a lot of people's heads too. Though.
It can go over a lot of people's heads, but like, it something triggered me at one point. You said you always had that confidence. You always, for me, like, something triggered me at one point. It was like, you know what? I can have more. I can do more. I can be more, and I'm gonna go do that.
Yeah.
I have to do it myself.
Yeah.
I have to get up and do it myself. And this is why, like, this is the same thing like Andrew Tate does. Like, this is all he's saying. Get up and go do something. You know what I mean? And he says it in a more like blatant way, and he has.
I mean, he might be offensive.
Here and there,
some of the things
right?
could kind of is borderline a little. I could see why people see it as misogynist.
Yeah.
Some of the stuff, yes.
But
all
the
he's
general advocating for is for men to do more. Get
Yeah.
up and do work, man.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Get up and
you
nobody's
have
gonna do it for you.
You have
Nobody
to.
cares.
You have to.
You know what I mean?
And if you, that's it. Like, that's exactly it. You have to do it. You have to do it yourself. And if you don't, like, don't expect, like, you got to deal with the consequences of it. Like, when you don't have shit and you're a sad little man, like,
There's no complaining.
that was your choosing.
If you're not giving 100, like in a relationship, there's no complaining.
That's it.
If you're not giving 100 in your life, there's no complaining about your life. You don't have you drive the Bruck up Ford Escort, whatever they have. I don't know. because you ain't trying, bro. You can have the Honda Accord like we did.
It might not be right away. It might not be right away.
It takes time. It takes time. It takes consistency. And
nobody that's trying to, I feel like, I'm gonna get a lot of hate for this maybe, but I think if you're always trying to move forward, you're gonna move forward at a different rate than the next person. But there's only so long that things will hold you back. At some point, you're gonna inch forward or take a centimeter forward or a millimeter forward, but it's forward. Maybe you go from an escort to a new escort, and that's moving forward.
That's
maybe I'm not saying that you say, okay, I've done my job for today, and you should be over the moon about that, but you should be over the moon about the process that you are moving forward.
Yeah. First time you try to talk to a girl, you may not get the hello. Next time you may get the hello. Next time after that, you may get the hello, how are you?
Next time that you get in the panties, bro.
Yeah, boy. It's that easy. It's that easy. Nah, man, it's progress, man. You have to try. I really hope, and I this is a topic that we have to talk about again because, and I know you may not know men like this, but I for sure do, and I've heard from the women's side too, that there's a lot of men out there hurting, man, and like we know, testosterone rates are dropping. Relationships are failing, and the world almost seems like it's getting a little lost. I don't know what the answer is. I don't know if anyone knows what the answer is, but I am concerned for men. I am really, really concerned for men, and if they really know what the true happiness in life is, what will really, really in the end bring you joy, I don't know if they know that. I don't even know if I know that, but I do have some good... man, I am hungry.
Yeah.
Wow.
My belly's just making a whole bunch of noise.
Intermittent fasting.
We gotta cut it soon.
Yeah.
But I don't know where we're going either. I'm in no place to tell anybody, what is happiness, but I can say, how should I word this? I can say what's not like lasting. You know, like I said, like you're not gonna play that video game, and 10 years down the road, when you're in your like, you know, when you're on your deathbed, you're gonna be like, yeah, can you remember? I remember that time I beat Zelda.
No.
Oh, it was a good day. Like nobody's thinking about that.
Nobody.
You know what I mean? When you remember like, oh, I remember the first time I held my firstborn. I remember the first time I bought my house. I remember the first time I like looked in the mirror and I was like, oh my God, I have abs. The first time I benched 315.
Same thing, yeah.
The first time, like, you know, I bought my first car.
Hell yeah.
We both remember everything about it.
Hell yeah.
You know, the first time like I set my eyes on my wife, the first time like we had sex, like
Hell yeah.
all of that
I
stuff.
remember the first time we made out.
Yeah,
That's
like
crazy. Hell
that is what is like lasting happiness. Those memories, like this little like garbage, the bullshit.
Yeah.
It's not exclusive enough to remember.
Yeah.
Like swiping right on somebody and being like, oh yeah, I remember the first. Nobody remembers the first person they swiped right on Instagram.
No.
Never.
And I think there's science on this. I think our memories are tied to our emotions and what, you know, got us high and what got us low. And I don't know. I don't think there's that much emotion in a video game.
Mm-hmm.
There can be, you know what I mean? I have some like pretty crazy stories of playing Halo back in the day and having tournaments in my basement with my friends. And there was a lot of emotion there.
But there's
competition
there's so much more to that.
Yeah, camaraderie with my friends.
That's
it. Was more like hanging
That's
out.
it.
And it was a really
That's
great time
it.
with my friend, but there was emotion tied to it.
Of course,
Right?
but
There's
it
a lot
wasn't
of
just the
emotion.
video games.
No.
It was so
It was with-
many
it was
other
with-
things
yes.
that tied into that.
Facts.
Right?
Absolute fact.
Yeah,
right?
man.
Absolute fact. No, I love that, man. I love that. And
Yeah.
man, I feel like Alpha Nerds is the platform that could help men. I think I
we
really
can.
feel like we could, man.
I think we can.
I think we could.
You know, we ain't gonna solve all the problems, but I think we
No.
could contribute.
No,
I think
no.
we contribute.
No, I